Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for your patience there. A little bit of a technical issue, I think, getting into this map. But we are here now. And if you are perhaps just joining us on the second map, you'd be unaware that forZe won the first in overtime and only one round in it. 16-14. Real damn close on their own map pick. We now move on to Monte's map of Anubis, and it most certainly is. Lovely find to open us up here. Tina does get a double kill. Whether it's going to be enough is another question. Rotation very quickly cut off, unfortunately, so this is looking pretty good right now for the Monte boys. Saying that, Result goes unchecked and he finds all three heads. Oh my goodness, what a monster.
Oh my god, and that one slip a little bit. It looked initially quite good for Monte. They had a fairly decent amount of space to work with. They had some good mid control coming in. And you're thinking, all right, well, that's it. A prime position to be in for the round to go in their favor. And oh my, how it slipped. So, forZe off the back of taking their map pick, 16-14. Start things well here in towards that of map number 2 is Monte's pick also out of Anubis. Result, bit of a masterclass. You love to see it.
Certainly do. forZe, decent start for them, I think. Oh, we are now interested to see what the Monte response looks like, of course. Just somewhere down the middle for them, a number of deagles in play. SDY's deagle looks pretty good to kick us off. So there goes a gun. There goes a life. Shalfie pressing forward. Risky, if you ask me, but he comes away with a kill.
That's kind of the main thing, isn't it? I mean, the big thing here now for forZe is just making sure these pistols don't make it too expensive. That would be probably the most dire situation you could ask of. Monte still waiting, hoping for overextensions, but not really being given anything to speak of just yet. Much slower affair in the server. Looks like the finish wants to be over towards B, and Waro leading the charge with the bomb in tow.
Tina trying to hold the line here. Looking relatively good for him. Nice little smoke there as well. Should most certainly keep them at bay. Trying to get some spam, but just does not quite come off for him. Still 20 seconds left. The Monte boys have to die at some point. So they probably just want to charge through this smoke, to be honest. Throw their lives away. And I think that may well be what we're going to get in just a few moments here. And indeed, that's the way that it goes. Certainly making us wait for it, I guess. But, you know, any damage being good damage there in that round, it's not going to happen. However, they're not going to be able to take it over the line. It all makes sense. But they will get a pretty early rifle buy.
You're not giving themselves a hell of a lot of time, I think it's safe to say. But in the end, they go down. Of course, gives them the opportunity to buy now in towards round number 3. Bit of a kind of a throw around, but wasn't really made a little bit more expensive than they would have hoped for. AK's Galil in play. Galil, I say Krieg, may I say, in play for Krasno. Krieg has definitely made a resurgence towards CS2. That Molotov, Sharpie's hoping that one doesn't resurge. Result, shooting at chickens, actually gives away his position.
Just about. A little bit weird. Gokashima will manage to drop Waro. Kind of an all over the place sort of round here, isn't it, to be honest? But Monte, maybe as the dust settles, have got some control towards A. Really, really solid control as well. So forZe pushing down middle, going to have to do something with this and do something quickly. SDY holding. They are as yet to push past the window. Oh, the timing is pretty good, but should be an easy enough take on towards A, you would think. We'll see. Tina, nice idea from him. The sense of timing here from forZe is absolutely fantastic. And now as the utility starts to come over, they will know what is up. Tina, only good for one. Caught in transition there, but the flank is so damn fast from Krad in particular. It has been heard. They were ready for it, but he still wins that fight against Krasnal. A man advantage now for forZe on the retake. An open plan for Bro. Could have gone south, but they didn't fully commit round the corner. Bro finds Gokashima. They know there's a flank in play, and it's all onto the flank now. Can't get it done. Wow, Bro and SDY pulling off the 2 versus 3 in the close quarters combat.
Yeah, gotta be said, just as it started to look so damn dicey as well. They make it work. It's a sigh of relief, I think, it's safe to say, for Monte. That one was looking like it was going to slip away from them. Oh, no, they're okay. First on the board, and of course in the round, which should be somewhat smooth sailing, just considering that forZe had a bonus buy to work with. But because of how somewhat expensive the round prior was, you see Anubis taking a little bit of a hit over towards forZe. So only the upgraded pistols for Tina and Crad. Eagle and a CZ. One side, triple left, not exactly a dream buy. See whether they can make anything of this thing right now. Still a lot to like. Shelfie finds the opener.
Would be a good response here from forZe if they can bounce back. But not always easy. Bro ready and waiting for this smoke to dissipate, but I don't think anything really going to present itself behind it. Oh, got to be careful playing anti-flash. He knows that there's maybe something on the way. Tina takes out DemQQ behind him, though. They're unable to deal with the force aggression right now, but they walk into Krasnal. Oh my goodness, this has turned the round upside down. B-bomb site very vulnerable indeed, as those rifles have been dropped. Tina goes down. Shelfie from the back end of street, trying to do what he can here. Decent find for two. SDY all alone and up against one. Fake comes in. Gokashima, what can he do here? The new blood on the scene has to stay collected.
Bomb goes down. Gokashima opts against respecting the smoke. I like that. But can he find the kill? He spotted him. He has. But he's locked in towards that cubby. This is such a scrappy fight against the experience of SDY. This is a man who is thrown to these positions, but the new blood at Gokashima will clutch it out. Oh my, oh my. SDY could not convert. Gokashima, a little shake of excitement as forZe find their third. Had a really good map, number one, Gokashima, and continues that run of form in towards their opponent's map pick. Now, it was Warrow who ended off Nuke with the most frags under his belt. Starts this one off 0-4. If he can pick up the form once again, that's where we can maybe start to see there's something coming up Monte. It's been a little bit of a shaky start. But then again, Script, that's been every single half. Both first half, second half, and overtime was always a slow start for Monte. So we're kind of used to it at this point.
Very slow indeed. Bro, charging out though, picking up the pace. Okay, Monte are angry, it would seem. Molotov towards Shelfie can't really do too much with it. Oh, it's a little bit wild over here. SDY going to take out Tina while blinded. Krasnal finds Crad. They know that there's a player out behind this smoke. In comes the rest of the cavalry, though. 1 versus 1. Oh my goodness, this round is all over the place. Bombs hit the deck is the big thing. Gokashima has that. SDY trying to work around that and get the catch.
Once again, a solo 1v1. Gokashima this time, for him, better weaponry than of SDY, but the Macton on the move, on the prowl, can be rough to come again. Oh, and SDY clutches it out. Crisp. When it comes down to this time, SDY isn't losing those. Monte stay within 1 and break the funds of forZe.
Madness. Pure madness, my friend. Set to continue. Really looking good. And Monte kind of proving why they are one of the better looking teams on this map, right?
I mean, right now,
really great stuff.
They're probably one of the best in the world, right?
I would have thought so, yeah. Between them and like Ents, probably.
Yeah, they're like a top 8 team. They've been playing it both online and actually very respectively on LAN as well. I give this a lot of credit, but also I think there's the other side with forZe have a lot of tape on the map too, right? So, sure. Depending on
and just kind of a no pressure type of energy as well. They've already won their own map picks. Maybe not expected for them to win this one. I think they'll be realistic about that fact as well, not just the fact that, you know, we're saying it and maybe you, the viewer, feels that way as well. I think that forZe will have realistic expectations coming into this, and sometimes that allows your field of play to be a bit wider. You know, you just take a few more options and you actually end up being harder to deal with.
This one, of course, not amounting to too much. I think forZe don't really want to give away any kill bonus, which with a Mac 10 play is actually not even the worst call, really. They know that, generally speaking, for Monte, their economy is still on a little bit of a knife's edge, at least long term, right? So going back in towards the next round, they'll have some leftover funds. DemQQ, nothing for them. Stack, nice and simple. And forZe, it's the only test they get in that round. The Mac 10 opting or coming out with basically nothing. So yeah, all things considered, good position for forZe to be able to rebuy in, no questions asked. They are going to continue wielding our Mac 10. Normally, you know, back on the old kind of Go days, we'd say, you know, is it really worth it? But on CS2, that Mac 10 is so damn strong. Fully understandable. So, before we go into that Barbie, I'm going to see attack pause called. Don't mind this call at all. I think for forZe, they understand that they are allowing Monte into this game maybe a little bit earlier than what was on Nuke. Of course, Nuke started 5-0 in favor of forZe. Kind of hoping for more of the same.
All right. Let's see how things will continue to move here. This looks very impressive, I think, from both parties so far. forZe, though, are maybe turning a few heads with how competitive they have kept this map. I don't think we were expecting Monte to completely blow them out of the water, but maybe a bit more than they have so far, for sure. But we'll see. Pretty important round here into the latter stage, the beginning of the end of this first half.
Fine, out towards A. Players here from forZe ready to fight though, but taking a lot of damage. Retail down to the flames. I think now with that opening frag coming through, they might just call this, but are they going to be given the luxury is a different question. Gokushima has to fight his way out to survive.
Scary, very scary indeed. I don't really know if they want to go for this. They're so far away. Yeah, and with no kit available, that time is just going to make all the difference. You know what I mean? They would have probably been hitting the bomb site around now. Bomb's already halfway gone. They just would have no time to slow down and set up and all that malarkey. So they will save the round. They will concede the round. And they will lose out on the lead. So Monte gaining that control that they were after in the early stages, taking them a little bit of time once again, but looking good as now forZe have got to hit us with a solid response.
Like I said, right now, forZe actually look a little shakier than what we saw in towards Nuke. At least when we saw on Nuke, they were on those gun rounds. Generally, Monte were actually the better side when it came towards gun rounds, but forZe had a decent idea. Their CT side had a lot of kind of stability behind it. They're looking a little shaky right now. Granted, Anubis is probably the only map that you can ever say was inherently T-sided. Of course, that's a big thing that a lot of pros complain about. I think towards CS2 with the swing meta, it kind of feels like it amplifies it a little bit. The main thing for forZe on your opponent's map pick, when they're starting on the T side, especially a side like Monte, you'd hope that forZe can find a bare minimum of 5. Gokushima needs to be careful here. He could be in trouble.
Nice find once again. Gokushima does seem to be struggling out on towards this A site, it has to be said. Monte's starting to abuse that fact a little. But again, we are going to save. A bomb site just seems too easy for the T side.
It's one of those things as well. You know, generally how you play Anubis, you do have an anchor over towards that kind of a bomb site. You play 1 through mid, 3 through B. That's kind of a somewhat meta, quote unquote. quote-unquote setup. The only problem being that if you're now feeling a little bit of consistency and losing that A-bomb site, and you then try to stack it, it leaves other parts so damn weak, which is where we look towards mid-control being not good enough, or what's actually probably more concerning is that the B site starts to be a little bit of vulnerability. That was so scrappy. They're so going to find one, actually makes it a couple before he falls. Not the end of the world. They are hunted right to the end there. Another buy which wasn't really primed before is this time better. Gokushima can pick up the AWP. Might mean that he doesn't play over towards that solo away position now if he is AWPing. Maybe more of a mid-peak being played by him. Or even actually most AWPers like to play through B water in that higher position. I don't know whether they change up the positions just a tad. Maybe leave a rifle anchoring over towards A. It looks like... No, it looks like Gokushima's still in there. He's like that rough direction. This time the Resort will take the reins away, though.
See, this is again another fast round. Bro leading that charge out. They look a bit more ready on this B bomb site. They've been loving the stack over here. They give them the control, actually. 4 versus 3. Try and play in for a retake. Smart move. Shalfie, though, doesn't quite get the memo. Loses his head. So we're even in terms of numbers, but it's the HP that makes the big difference here. Tina trying to be cheeky around that smoke. Flash comes in for him to get a bit wild. Can't find anyone as yet, though. Not expecting that second player as well. DemQQ comes round, picks up one. He's left on the Glock, but it's enough to find Resalts. Volley onto the bomb. An awkward fight for Gokushima against 2 now, and they will take him out. Monte starting to run rings around forZe.
Yeah, ball's crumbling now. This is actually pretty dire. They can buy back in. Lost bonus and what had been saved from those 2 rifles staying alive the round prior. Gives them stability is a loose term, but gives them something to kind of speak of. They can buy in, no issues. They could have actually gone for an AWP, but they will go for an AWP. Back on towards Gokushima. I like the trust in the new boy on the block and kind of continuously giving him the AWP. He deserves it by how well he played towards Nuka. Of course, how well he's actually started in towards Anubis. Monte look like a much better side right now. We could run a form on this map as well for Monte. It's been pretty esteemed. 30 times they played her in the last 3 months. And we're in the last few months when it's headed on towards CS2 on officials. For the most part, nearly unbeaten. They've had a whale of a time on this map. You know, big wins like 13-4 over Fnatic, for example. Even recently taken down the likes of Saw, Movistar, Falcons, etc., which is, I mean, it's pretty commendable, isn't it? So, this is Monte's map through and through. But not at least their starts. Brad finds the first, traded out immediately. However, Craig could be in trouble.
He is indeed. It's unlucky. B bomb site probably falls. Oh, Shalfie, so close on the spam. Just not there in the end. Result, though, keeps them in it a little bit. Nice frag from him out towards Dark, so I'm curious to see how this goes. The smoke's starting to dissipate, and again, low HP bars dotted about for Monte quite heavily. Kit available for Gokushima. It's not a bad look on the retake. Flash goes round for Shalfie to start pushing forwards. There is a flank coming round in towards that Dark player. Yeah, Result going to go down. Bolsters the position really, really well. Tap onto the bomb. DemQQ to peek out. It's all on Shalfie. 3 to find. Not a chance. And again, the retake falls apart.
Oh, well. Pause, man. Dire straits. Dire straits they are finding themselves in right now. They're in a lot of trouble. This is Monte, who have just dominated the opening proceedings. We talk about kind of what is kind of a bare minimum on your opponent's map pick. Normally like to say somewhere in the region of 5. Anything less is rough. 8-4 is kind of the equivalent of like the 10-5. Back on go. 9-3 being the equivalent of 11-4. We don't really talk about those 11-4 curses because, well, it's just not true, simply put. Warrior finds the opening. Gokushima falls. These pistols already not starting too fresh.
Yeah, not looking too good. Not looking too good at all. That is to be expected. So we'll see. A little bit more movement from the side of forZe would be good. They can secure secure a few rifles, if they can, I mean, regain some confidence, that would be great. Nice little 2-for-1 outside of A. Krasnov finds Crad though, and I mean, that's going to open up the B bomb site. Should be doable from here. Another one falls. Just Tinner. Ooh, and easily dealt with by Bro. 8-3 then. Starting to get into the scary realms as we move towards the tail end. There has to be a recovery here. forZe kind of need to hit this fourth, I think. Even then.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's one way of putting it. forZe final round of the half. At least going to have something to speak of in terms of an investment. I'm actually going to go for a double AWP setup here. I don't mind this. Both Gokashima and Xiaofi have been playing through that mid and A site. Probably going to be a nice little lean for them. Xiaofi this time going to play a little bit deeper over towards B. Gokashima, that AWP is going aggro. He could be in trouble with a P90 on the run. Only one's winning.
God alive, what is going on? This is an absolutely wild A round. It's Result to hold for 3, though. He repeats the pistol. Solo hold, the hero hold. Just SDY and Warrow. They're obviously going to try and go for this, but I don't know what they will be able to find. The bomb at the feet of the defensive side is enough.
Two remaining. An open and AK in what is a very, very dire situation. I make something working. That's why I take a flag and a resmoke in their face. Gonna hold this round. Fortunately, nothing to work with. I feel like it's more or less a bit of a forlorn conclusion. I can't really see a world. They've got a lot of user left in the back pockets. There's a Molotov going to come through. They just can't go through this. And they're already being flanked too. It's no chance. This round's done. 8-4 at the half. There's no two ways about it. Xiaofi's on for a quick flank as well as the Marley finds their first, looks for more. And that'll be that at the half. 8-4. We're going to see if they can continue it after the break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hello, one and all. We are back into the action here, of course. Looking like a Monte masterclass here. They really picked up speed towards the middle and the end of that first half. As to be expected, great map for them. They're living up to that at the moment, and we are maybe in for a bit more. We'll see. Waro going to find the first head here of the second half. Okushima trying to lead the charge with the Glock. It's actually Resalt to find the frag, and he will go down with no ammunition. Resalt looking good on the pistols, you have to say. The rest of the squad not really able to help him out, unfortunately, and indeed another head gonna roll. So just Mr. Resalt, and he's good. He is good. Certainly not out of all the realms of possibility. Waro, though, will find him on that first bullet accuracy, and that is a big round for Monte.
What to be said, probably a little bit closer than they would have hoped for. But the big thing, of course, being that Monte just continue that pretty much immaculate run of form, man. This has been a side that have been kind of flying their way through this game. There really hasn't been too much of a competition so far. It kind of feels like it's continuing. What a pistol picked up by Monte. And finding the 9th in the way that they do, now put themselves in a very good position. Of course, the bomb glant tempts forZe here in towards a full buy, which they'll go for, understandably. But lose this, Monte find 10. They kind of get an 11th as a bit of a 2-for-1 special. And before you know it, this map could be over in a matter of mere moments. forZe, this sort of force buy, full buy that they've gone to, more or less has to be converted in my eyes.
Yeah, it definitely does feel that way. But as far as they go, it's a pretty decent one, right? In terms of where the weaponry is at, especially bait in towards DemQQ, bait in towards Waro. It's a lovely little setup there from the Monte A boys. I think they knew what was up. And with that, they're able to not only get the man advantage, but also scare them away, right? So those 2 deaths of forZe completely in vain.
The initial battle now not favoring forZe leaves them kind of scratching their heads. Where do they go from here? I mean, the positive news is they have the bomb still in tow, but I mean, even still, Respawn going to come through over towards main. It just denies any presence out towards B from that side. And you see the 2 B players and Monte not really taking any face here. Waro does reposition, and he gets good timing. It allows him to back in towards main. Shalfie going to find the first crash to 4.
Decent. Oh, a little bit of team damage as well in the mix here is certainly awkward. 2 versus 2. And we'll see now. Bomb has yet to be planted. 25 seconds to get it down. I'm trying to wait for Tinner to come in on the backside, I think. He's got some good information. SDY, though, not fully committing at this point. They're going to hear the runaway as well, I believe. Tinner trying to get himself into a good spot. Timing on this could be big. He'll get there before SDY, excuse me. So what is SDY going to move from here? Actually goes in for the swing, wins out the fight. Shalfie wins his 1v1. A headshot splits the difference between such a big moment here. If Shalfie can get it done, and he can. Oh my goodness, what a flick across. Well held for the spray, and a huge round for forZe.
We said they have to find it, right? If forZe are any chance in this map, it all came down to whether they can convert the force. They do. And now there is a conversation to be had about what they can do going forward. What is on the cards of forZe? Granted, Monte, the optimal position to find themselves right now is just going in for a force here. They're on double eco. They basically have to buy in. SDY is going to pick up a Nova. The rest of the team opting for just pistols, realistically speaking. The force, very good opportunity for them. SDY playing anti, start around, no real presence showing, but it's met with an aid.
A little bit awkward here. The spam across. Trying to be effective, but not quite the wave. Nothing quite coming off. 1:15 on the clock, and there just isn't really anything showing at this point. Monte with their wacky buy, especially SDY on that Nova. Oh, Crass now through the wall, lucky to be alive.
DemQQ, backside. Safe to say he's probably in a little bit of trouble here. One Molotov and he will be done for. Fortunately for him, One Molotov's in the hands of Gokushima. Just come over into his back donor. DemQQ now going to burn in the flames. He will fall so will STY, and I think this round should be done. But it is a 3 versus 3, which, hang on a second, has been a little bit more problematic than you would assume. Gokushima finds Bro. Still has the bomb, and he falls with it. Uh-oh. Oh no, Waro, well played. forZe have fluffed their lines there.
Yeah, they just really don't look to be on the same level, do they, on this map, to be honest with you, as compared to Nuke, yes, but also, and importantly, as compared to Monte. Just really is not there.
Yeah.
They will be kind of kicking themselves, I think, that they've not performed, that it does come down to a third. Again, not necessarily cut and dry moving on to that third map. It is going to be a challenge for them. I think that they may well struggle on Mirage. Monte have got a lot of reps and a lot of high-level experience in recent memory. So, yeah, we do kind of worry a little bit, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. Timeout being taken. forZe still have time to close that gap.
Yeah, I guess that's the main thing, isn't it? It's not the end of the world just yet, but they're definitely not making it easy for themselves. It's a really, really uncomfortable position they found themselves in, just because with Monte converting that, all the momentum swings back in their favor. Back into a buy of some regards for forZe, but it isn't pretty. Only the one rifle. Oh, and that one rifle's already dead.
Yeah, pretty awful. Pretty awful. Another kill going to come in as well with that aggression. So, solid hold, solid play. SDY flying down on the auto shotgun. That range is a bit far. Also a bit hard for the Max 10, though, to be fair. And it results in his death in the end anyway, so it's all good. Nonetheless, Gokushima, first time he's been alone.
You do. Take 9 1v4. Pretty unlikely anything comes of it. Does get himself a consolation kill. It's nothing more than that, though. So, there's the 11th. Continuing to pull further and further away. There isn't too much of a competition left in this game, unfortunately. One-way traffic, one team in it. And a one-track mine from Monte just to push this towards the decider. Arguably should have taken map number 1, but let it slip. Looked rough, looked uncomfortable at times, and the same story has been set up towards forZe here. Anubis never really got into it, and now they are playing for OT.
SDY. Oh, yeah, that is a shadow that you see. Gonna go for the clean kill. Knows the tricks of the trade here as that boost up coming in. Nade does decent damage and reveals a bit more information as well. Looking good here. Flank around the side with the P90. And that will be that. Looking like we're going to a third pretty swiftly here now.
Yeah, mate, I think so. But arguably, you know, it's just so deserved. I think right now, Monte, they understand that there really hasn't been too much of a competition. It once again just reaffirms the idea that we had about this map, man. Monte right now seems to be one of the best sides in the world on Anubis. Not only in terms of kind of the caliber of victories they've been picking up, but also just the number of reps they've had. Like we said, 30 times in the last 3 months. And a lot of them have been since the release of CS2. forZe, yeah, they have a buy, but it isn't pretty.
Yeah, it's very true. Good serve. Oh, they're just going so fast and aggressive, right? They're frustrated, I think. Very tail end here. Decent nade damage coming in. That should be all she wrote. Isolated while planting the bomb, etc. Result alone. And he is finished easily, of course, by the P90 of Waro 2K. 13-5 in the end. Monte, as expected, with an absolute stormer there on Anubis. Really just hammering home why they are such a formidable force on that map, and forZe really no match at all. As we thought, as we felt, this one had 3-mapper written all over it, and that's exactly what we're going to get.